Hi, and welcome to Life Strategies with Nat. I'm so happy you're here. I've got a jam-packed training for you today, so it's exciting. And I actually put this training together because of some conversations I've been having. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but I've got a few spaces open in my Make It Happen mentorship group, or my Make It Happen mentorship program, I should say. And what really rang true for me is that, like, the common trend that I was kept hearing was, I feel so busy. I feel like I'm not happy with where I'm at, and I feel like I'm stuck because I don't know where to go. Hey, Sakshi. So if you're here, give me a hashtag live or say hey. If you're on replay, give me a hashtag replay so that I can say hello. And I'm in Canada at the moment. Let me know where you are, because it's always fun to see where everyone's calling in from. And who knows, maybe I'll pop in for an event or something, a workshop of some kind, mastermind perhaps. Lots of exciting things on the horizon. But today, what I really wanted to focus on again is just what are some strategies that you can use to feel less busy and more fulfilled in your day to day? Because, you know, if you're following me, if you know that I've had this journey where I went from corporate and I started my own business, a location independent business, and it's allowed me so much freedom, and it really let me get to do the things that were aligned to my purpose. And yes, there were times where I was completely stressed, completely busy, and I totally related to a lot of the people that I've been speaking to lately. And it's been phenomenal just to be able to help so many people. But for you right now, I want to give you 4 life strategies that you can use today going forward to help you, nip the busyness. And I don't know, I did definitely post this recently, but try just to even change the language. Like, I'm productive, I'm not busy. I'm being productive. It's a phenomenal, and it's maybe for another live, but oh, you're so sweet. This may be for another live, but you have to just stay focused. Like, I kind of actually lost where I was going there, but anyway, 4 strategies. Number 1, here we go. So, number 1, take an honest look at where you're at. Like, what is really keeping you busy right now? If you don't have a pen, grab a pen. If you're watching on replay, pause. If you're catching this live and you don't have a pen and paper handy, go back and watch the replay. But I want you to make a list of everything that is keeping you busy. Everything. There's no right or wrong. There's no judgment here. Just be honest with yourself. What is keeping you busy? What is making you feel busy? In my coaching and mentorship programs, the first things that I do is an exercise called the Wheel of Life exercise, and we also do a life map. And the life map is meant to show you, where you've been so that you know where you're going. And the Wheel of Life is meant to just give you a bird's eye view into the 12 elements of your life. So things like your career, your mindset, your purpose, your finances, your relationships, your movement. Are you moving your body? Are you getting enough water? Are you getting enough sunshine, fresh air? All of these things are so important to making sure that you at the center are at your very best. You need to feel unstoppable if you want to create a life and a business that you absolutely love. If you don't feel unstoppable, if you don't feel confident in yourself, it's going to be very difficult for you to get visible, get out there. And I know it's scary. I was just looking at like my very first live that I ever did, and I was like, oh man, so different. But it's a journey. It's a journey, okay? So when I ask people, what's business like? How's everything going? How's life? And everyone's like, yeah, it's good. I'm fine. Are you? are you good? Are you fine? Or are you like struggling to meet your rent? Or are you struggling to get more clients? Are you starting to even get a client? Like, be real with yourself and track your progress so that you can see the success, because it's so easy to think, oh my gosh, I'm doing so much and nothing's like happening. No, just keep going and have confidence in yourself. And if you need help, ask for it, okay? That's why I'm here. There's so many people out there that are waiting to help you get going and get to where you need to get to. But you just have to ask, right? Okay, so the questions that I want you to kind of ponder on for this first strategy. I know we're still on strategy 1. I'll try and speed it up because I know your time is super precious. But it's, what is filling up your business? Like, what is keeping you busy, which we kind of already talked about. Like, what's on your plate? Like, absolutely everything that's on your plate right now. Just brain dump it. Get it out of your head onto paper. And then, does everything on your plate need to be there right this second? Are there things that you can put off? Like, go in there and say, what's high priority for me right now? And always think about your objective with anything that you do. Why am I doing this? Oprah says this all the time. You got to know why you're anywhere and why you're doing anything. Love that woman. Anyway, so as you go through this list of activities, see which ones you can eliminate. And then ask yourself, okay, by eliminating this, how is this going to add more joy? How is this going to add more income? How is all of this going to impact my life, my happiness right now? Okay, the last thing for this first part is share it with somebody. Share it with a friend, share it with your parents, share it with your partner, share it with me. I'm definitely going to get what you're saying, but if you share it with like your friend or your parents or someone else and your partner, they may not get it, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to prove anything, or like, you need to just do what's right for you. So I'm happy to be that sounding board. You can always join my group, which is Life Strategies with Nat for the Entrepreneurial Woman, and just be a part of us, and let's hold each other accountable. So strategy number 2, be present in the midst of chaos. It's going to happen. You have those days. You have a ton on your plate. You have sales, you have marketing, you have branding, you have websites, maybe you even have staff if you're at that point where you're scaling your business. Try to focus on what is in front of you and not the next best thing. So I don't know if you've ever heard of shiny object syndrome, but I used to be so guilty of this, where it's like, okay, I've created this thing, and then I'm like waiting for people to come and no one's coming. And I'm like, oh, I guess it didn't work. On to the next thing. No, don't do that. Keep going with what you're doing and just learn from it. Okay, if no one showed up, okay, what can you do differently next time? And, it's about being present and not focusing on the future, not focusing on the past. Because, if you have a lot to go through in your day, okay, that's like, just take each thing as it comes and breathe your way through it. Breathing is a great practice to just tell your mind that, okay, we're just going to keep calm, cool, and collected. We're going to get through this. I know it's a lot, but we got this. That's the difference between having an unstoppable mindset and someone who is stuck, who can't get through that list or feels overwhelmed with that list. So like, give me some hearts if you agree, because, maybe it's just me, but that's a lot what I've experienced in my entrepreneurial journey. So, and I actually did do a live on this yesterday. It was very impromptu, but it was about how my morning was just completely did not go as planned. And I ended up, babysitting my niece, and I chose to just be present with her. And we had a blast, and the work still got done. And I was super happy in the end of the day. So, just remind yourself of those things that happen. And, life is just too short to be in any other way. Hey, Sinai. Okay, so the last thing I'll say on that is just be patient with yourself. This takes practice. It's not going to happen. All these things take practice. It's not going to, I'm not giving you strategies that you can be like, oh, okay, I'm going to practice this and it's going to happen tomorrow. It might, but just be patient with yourself if it doesn't. Okay, so number 3, focus on what you do best and what you enjoy the most. So I'm just looking down at my notes because I don't want to forget anything. But like, stop trying to be everything and stop trying to do everything. Okay? Like, figure out what you really, really need to do and do that. Just focus on that, on those things. I have this tool that I use, it's a clarity tool that I use, and it's all about, your not to-do list, or looking at things, looking at your projects and figuring out, okay, how is this adding to my financial security? Because if you're in business, you're in it to make money, but as a heart-centered entrepreneur like myself, I'm also in it because I want to make the impact. And that's why you're seeing so many female entrepreneurs hit this space right now, because we want to make the world a better place. And it's phenomenal. And I love being a part of it. And, I get this. I get that you want to help everybody, because I did in the beginning and I still do. And I have to just really rein it in and let other people help the people that I can't help. It's okay. There's lots of people out there. We're all in this together, right? It's all connected. So figure out your unique skills and talents and focus on, what you do best. I learned how to, take my business from an idea to, 6-figure business. But so that included, it's how to do a course, how to create a course, how to identify your ideal client, how to focus on your niche and identify a niche, how to do branding, how to do marketing, sales. All of these things I've learned not through either coaching or my MBA or my CPA, like all my life experiences, my corporate experience. I learned a ton, and I know all these things, but I'm choosing to focus on a certain aspect of it because I know that I'm good at it. I can add lots of color, and I work with a lot of guest experts that bring in that expertise. But just know that you don't have to be everything and do everything. You're absolutely amazing at what you do. Everyone has this unique thing about them that no one else has. And that's what makes you so special. And that's what makes everyone so special. And even when I'm expanding my team, I look for people who want to build their superpower, because I want to help everyone build their superpower and just make it, just let you create that life and business that you totally just are in absolute love with. And just to bring it back to life, not all about business, but if it's in life, and this might be things like this might be something like giving up something that brings you joy but doesn't make you feel all that great. Like maybe you drink a bit less, or maybe you don't stay out so late so that you have a terrible sleep all the time. They're things that you think that are important and are fun, but they don't ultimately lead to more peace and pleasure. So just, think about those things. Only you know those things, and you know what keeps you high vibe and what kind of brings you down sometimes. So the fourth strategy, the last strategy that I'm going to talk about, is remember you are a human being and not a human doing. I love that line. You are not meant to go 24/7. I used to be a severe workaholic where I would just work all the time, and I let every single other thing about life just fall through the wayside. I was focused on my career, and I wasn't putting myself first. And so you are not, like I said, you're not meant to go 24/7 at 100 kilometers an hour or 100 miles per hour. You're not a machine. You're not. You're a human being. Your body needs to refuel. Your mind needs to rest. And sometimes it's resting that actually freaks people out. They're like, no, I can't slow down. No, I got so much to do. There's no way I can just take 5 minutes for myself. No, I've got, my kids, everything. No, I can't do it. Can't or won't? Like that is, think about what you're saying and the language that you're using there. Because it happens a lot where some people are like, well, I don't want to slow down because I'm a little afraid of what I might find, maybe even within ourselves. Don't be afraid of that. Take the time to slow down. Take the time to explore what scares you and do it anyway. But explore it first, because I don't want you to do anything dangerous either, but always go back to your objective, and you might discover something new and absolutely amazing about yourself. Okay, guys, that was 4 strategies. So in summary, the 4 steps, 4 strategies to less busy, more fulfillment in your life is: number 1, take an honest look at what is actually keeping you busy and whether or not you actually need it in your life or business. 2, be present in the midst of chaos. Don't let the chaos overrun you or overwhelm you. Breathe. 3, focus on what you do best and what you enjoy the most. And 4, remember that you are a human being and not a human doing. Okay, so I will leave you right now, and I will say I do have a few more spaces left in my mentorship program for September. So if you are interested, message me, and myself or a member of my team will be in touch, and you will get a 45-minute strategy call with me. And I do not give my time away for free, so please only apply if you are absolutely interested in investing in yourself so that you can get to that next level. Other than that, I really hope that you enjoyed today's live, and so happy and grateful that you are here and watched to the end. And we will see you next week. Toodles! Bye!